Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. Great shot of downtown Pittsburgh. We're right across the Allegheny River inside PNC Park as the Cubs go for the 3-game series sweep over the Pirates. Nice day here in Pittsburgh. Great to have you with us. Jim DeShays and Len Kasper. Let's get right into the Cubs starting pitcher today. After Jake Arrieta won last night, it'll be lefty John Lester on the mound today.
And John Lester coming off an outstanding start last time out. As a matter of fact, he's been good all year long. He could easily be 5-0. He's allowed just 1 run in 4 of his 5 starts so far this year. Really good against the Pirates last year, 2-1 with a 1.57 ERA, including his only complete game of the year came here last September.
Right-hander Juan Nicasio for the Pirates, and there's no place like road for the Cubs. They're 12-3 wearing the road grays. They'll go for the sweep as they get set for a 10-game homestand starting tomorrow. Javi Baez has been a human highlight reel on defense, and he is in the lineup again today.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Welcome back. PNC Park in Pittsburgh. Cubs, as I said, have won 12 of 15 on the road. They're 12-2 against the National League Central, and this is the minimalist zany suit trip. And of course they're 2-0 since they put on the funky outfits. Let's hear from Joe Madden.
For me, it doesn't bother me to walk into a crowd at anywhere with a tulip suit on. You know, it doesn't bother me. But there's a lot of people who would bother, and I want them to get beyond that moment, because it really means nothing. It's pigment, it's different colors, it's design. It has nothing to do with who you are at all. So get over it. And I really believe it benefits you out here. I do. I believe the fact that you're not concerned about superficial nonsense permits you to focus and play your game better.
There's always a reason behind everything he does, and he has called this maybe one of the best trips in that regard he has ever engineered. And as we get started today, JD, we got to say right up front, and I say to you,
yes,
may the 4th be with you.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It's May 4th. It's Star Wars Day. I wish I had a pithy comeback ready for you, but I don't. I could do my Chewbacca impersonation. So. That's all I got.
That's good. That works for me. John Lester's ready to go. Temps in the 60s again. It's like a partly to mostly cloudy afternoon as some Cub fans came in from Cleveland. Not too far from Pittsburgh as we sit here in the western part of the state. And then back home, the Cubs in the middle of a stretch of 14 of 17 at Wrigley Field. But again, being on the road has not bothered them a bit.
No, winning last night, they clinched the series win here, and I believe going back to last year now, it's 10 consecutive road series that they have won. They had the best road record in all of baseball last year. So yeah, that's a great form. Normally, if you just play 500 on the road, take care of business at home, you're going to have a successful season. But with all the winning this club has done on the road, they are poised to have an outstanding year if they keep this trend going. We'll see. It's been a great run. Nationals come in for 4. It's going to be fun to see that club. They've got outstanding pitching. They're the only team that has outpitched the Cubs to this point in the season. Bryce Harper, their superstar outfielder, is a bit of a funk right now. He's been slumping. We'll see if that continues. I would imagine he'll be energized rolling on into Wrigley Field. And then after the long homestand, the Cubs head out for a long road trip too, which includes a trip to San Francisco and St. Louis. So the schedule stiffening just a little bit.
Nationals are in Kansas City today, wrapping up that series. They couldn't hold a late lead in losing last night. Steven Strasburg will pitch for them today, so the Cubs will not face the 4-0 Strasburg in that series. So Juan Nicasio takes the mound. And let's check out the Cubs Southwest starting lineup he will face. Cubs won 7-2 on Monday, 7-1 last night. Fowler, La Stella, and Bryant 1 through 3. Tommy gets a start at second. Rizzo has 4 doubles in this series. Zobrist playing right. Javi Baez no more for the glove than the bat last night. 0 for 5 at the plate, with several highlight plays with the glove. Russell, Ross, Lester go 7, 8, and 9.
Well, let's see how they line up for Clint Hurdle here this afternoon. Starling Marte back in left field. McCutchen center. Polanco right. And then the third to first will go Freese, Mercer, Harrison, and Rodriguez. Sean Rodriguez in there. He had a nice game last night. Francisco Cervelli will do the catching this afternoon. And the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates is Juan Nicasio, 29-year-old right-hander. You'll remember him from the Colorado Rockies. Last year he was with the Dodgers. This year in a Pirate uniform, he's pitched well. 5 starts, 3-2 with a tree earned run average.
Let's get the umpires for the series finale. Jeff Nelson is the crew chief working home plate. Doug Eddings at first. Laz Diaz at second. And Ben May, this is his favorite month, he's at third.
Star Wars Day to Day, Cinco de Mayo tomorrow.
Yeah, Mother's Day.
More than we can handle. Kentucky Derby's coming up. That's a famous horse race.
And the leadoff man is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot. If Dexter Fowler gets a hit in this plate appearance, Binny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository. Right-hander Nicasio deals, and we are underway. A couple of former Rockies.
Nicasio, yeah, he can light it up. He's maxed out at 98 miles an hour this year. And we'll go 91 to 94 for the most part. Good run on his fastball. That time a little cutting action. He'll throw a slider and a change.
A lot of kids in the ballpark. Groups in the upper deck. Upper deck is actually more packed than the lower seating bowl. They were screaming, "Let's go Bucks! Let's go Bucks!" about 90 minutes before the game.
Yeah, they're fired up.
3-1.
I don't know if they'll be able to sustain that energy level, though. It's probably going to take some cotton candy.
Here it is. 3-2.
Nicasio's last start against Cincinnati, he went 7 scoreless, allowed 3 hits and a walk, struck out 8.
6'4", 250. He's really put together as Fowler smacks a single to right. And Benny's Beverage Depot and the Greater Chicagoland Food Depository benefiting.
Yeah, well, they're writing a lot of checks, Benny's is, because of Fowler's work. In this series, he's led every ball game off with a base hit.
Tommy La Stella playing his natural position, second base, his second start there this season. He's made 6 starts at third.
As I flip back through my scorebook here, it looks like Dexter Fowler has led off the first inning with either a hit or a walk in the last 6 ball games.
Wow, that is impressive.
Setting the tone. You go, we go, guy, as Joe Madden refers to him.
And by the way, Baez was going to play third today, even before the big night last night. Expect more balls to be hit on the ground on the left side today. And again, La Stella very familiar with second base. That's outside, and it's 1-1. And again, the adjustments you can make with a deep and versatile roster. Ben Zobrist playing right. Chris Bryant in the outfield again. He's in left. One and one the count. Long pause at the belt and a step off.
Ocasio testing the patience of Tommy La Stella, I'm sure, taking all that time before delivering.
Ocasio signed with the Rockies 2006. Traded to the Dodgers prior to 2015. Signed with these Pirates as a free agent this past off season. He's from San Francisco de Macorís in the Dominican Republic. We know about San Pedro de Macorís. His hometown located in the province of Duarte in the Dominican. 1-2 is hit foul out of play.
I can understand him, and a lot of times the pitcher, whether he throws to first or holds the ball for an extended period of time, a lot of that is called from the dugout. And you can see where Clint Hurdle up against John Lester today would really focus on trying to keep a close watch on Fowler here in the first inning. You never know what run is going to beat you. His team has been very good offensively this year, but they've been shut down by the Cubs pitching in this series.
Two and two. Boy, the value of that leadoff guy getting on base just completely takes Nicasio out of his rhythm to start the game.
And that's sometimes, and again, I'm not sure if he's going over there on his own or if it's being called from the bench. Sometimes you're better off just turning a guy loose, letting him pitch so he can get into a rhythm.
On the hands, and he pulled it foul.
I'll tell you, the other guy that hurts is John Lester. We talked about this last year some, that there's a stat, they've done a study that when teams bat for a long time in the top half of the first, the bottom of the first, And sometimes statistically it's a rougher inning because it's going to be a long time if this keeps up from when John left the bullpen until he starts the bottom of the first.
So I guess in an ideal world, you score 6 runs, but you do it quickly.
Yeah. Of course, if you get the 6, you don't. You're good with that.
Called strike 3. Menard's pitch tracks didn't like it, but Jeff Nelson has the only opinion that matters.
It looks like he's made a commitment to go inside to the left-handed hitters in this ball game. That one was off the plate. Tough break for La Stella. Look at those numbers. Pretty good slash line there.
3 more hits last night for a 9-game hitting streak for Bryant. Pirates have lost 3 straight after winning 6 in a row. They will finish this series either 4 or 6 games back in the division. And you may laugh and say, Len, it's May 4th. They all matter.
Yeah, get him in the bank. You like a big fly here? You like a big fly here? You like a green light, don't you, on 3-0?
Absolutely.
Maybe one of those towering high drives to center field. That'll play.
Cubs have put up 14 in the first 2 games of the series without a home run. They've hit some doubles. They've pretty much proven that that particular pitch gets called a strike way more often when it's a 3-0 pitch, right?
Yeah. Umpires anticipate strike, I think, in certain counts.
Foul tip. 3-2 to Bryant. Rizzo next.
And I think 2-0-2 strikes are oftentimes called balls. A guy makes a nasty pitch on 0-2 right on the corner. A lot of times that's called a ball.
Anticipating that pitch is out of the zone. Yeah. Let's see if Fowler is running. He is not. And a close one missed. Ball 4.
See it time and time again for Chris Bryant. He gets into those deep counts. Pitcher thinks he's going to get him to chase either a fastball or slider off the edge, and he's so good at laying off that pitch. Now, a little bit here in the last couple of weeks, we've seen him chase some elevated fastballs, but he's got a keen eye and such a solid approach for such a young player. But, the tone already being established by Nicasio of not being on the attack. The leadoff hit, all the throwovers, taking so much time between pitches, a little tentative to Bryant.
This will be his 20th pitch. Facing his 4th batter of the game and a called strike. Anthony had 2 doubles in his first 23 games coming into this series. He now has 6.
Cub hitters can go up there hunting fastballs too. He throws his heater about 70% of the time, and first pitch it's over 80% of the time.
Big swing and a miss. 0-2. Look
Oh
out.
my goodness, fire in the hole. He has 4 doubles in this series, 2 each in the first 2 games. That's Mr. Rizzo. He got everybody's attention down there. Soler running for cover. Choke up. Use the hands.
That's high, 1 and 2. We want to welcome those viewers watching today on the MLB Network. Cubs and Pirates wrapping up this series. Are we preempting Chris Russo today?
Oh, I hope not. Well, Mad Dog's probably out playing some tennis.
And Cervelli asked for time. We'll head out to.
Well, I think he made a late move inside, and I think he wanted to make sure Nicasio was on the same page with him. Nicasio comes set. He's asking for that high heater, and he's not sure Nicasio is going to pick him up before delivering that ball. Think about Rizzo when he goes into 2-strike mode. It's not like he's just trying to punch the ball the other way. He's willing to do that, but we've seen him drive the ball with this approach too. Open up the stance, choke up, just use the hands, but strong enough to hit it a long way with that approach. Complete deke by Cervelli. Thinking that maybe Fowler was going to try to give some indication to Rizzo.
Single by Fowler. Stella caught looking. Bryant walked. And now 2-2 on Rizzo. Just getting started. Swing and a miss. Out number 2.
That was a slide ball. That was pretty nasty. Trying to bury it in under his hands. Doesn't quite get it there, but able to get the swing and miss from Rizzo. Wouldn't Lester have been better off maybe hanging in the bullpen? You know, think about that. Sometimes starting pitcher might be better off hanging on the road, hang out in the bullpen and throw a few in case there's a long top of the inning.
Maybe even warm up later. Obviously he may have to bat.
We need to bring back the bullpen car. Of course, the problem with what I'm suggesting is it changes the routine, and
Right.
you know, everybody's a creature of habit in this sport.
Line shot. Caught by Polanco. So Nicasio had to work hard, and he took his time doing it, but he gets out of it with no runs allowed, and the lefty Lester to the mound when we come back. Except for a high pitch count for Nicasio. And here's the Pirates Southwest starting lineup. Cubs pitching has done a good job against them so far. Mercer, McCutchen, and Freese at the top. They haven't faced a lot of lefties this year. Marte, Cervelli, Rodriguez in the middle, Harrison, Polanco, and Nicasio at the bottom.
Who's where for the Cubs this afternoon? You never know. Today it's Chris Bryant in left, Dexter Fowler center. Ben Zobrist slides out to right field. Finished the game out there yesterday. Baez spectacular yesterday. He and Russell on the left side. LaStella Rizzo the right side of the infield. Ross behind the plate. And Big John Lester on the mound.
Pirates facing just the 5th left-handed starter they've seen, and it's been Jordy Mercer in that leadoff spot.
John, the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher, 2-1 with a 183. Quality starts all 5 times he's gone out. And that quality start doesn't really do him justice. He's allowed just 1 run in 4 of those 5 starts, including last time out against the Braves. He went 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 1 run, a couple of walks, punched out 10, worked out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the 7th.
In those games against lefties, in which Mercer's been the leadoff guy, he's gone 10 for 19. He had a 3-hit game from the 8th spot, including a walk on Monday. As Zobrist goes back, the leap, the catch. He hasn't played much out there early on this season, but that's a nice grab for the first out. Andrew McCutchen. Well decorated. 5 times he's been an all-star. Won a Silver Slugger for his offense 4 times. Gold Glove in 2012. The Roberto Clemente Man of the Year following last season. MVP 2013. Knee-high fastball at 92.
You're going to see a lot of knee-high when John Lester's on his game. Fastball, cutter, curve, and change. There's a change-up. He doesn't throw it a lot, but it can be a good weapon for him. Same for the curveball. He's not given up a hit yet this year on either of those pitches. The curve and the change. Again, he doesn't throw them a whole bunch.
McCutchen has been very durable as he pops it up, and shallow center LaStella makes the catch.
Well, the Cubs have made a commitment to playing their outfielders a little bit deeper this year, especially Fowler out there in center. So I think with that, it's a little extra burden on the middle infielders to make sure they go back aggressively on balls like that. I mean, that's a play that Fowler could have made. Stella made an early call, so Dexter yielded.
David Freese playing third late in the ball game last night. He got his first pro experience at second. Pitch number 10 for Lester. And that's a little bit outside. Really good against the Pirates last year. 2-1 in 3 starts with a 157. And there's a base hit. First of the ball game for the Pirates.
After a couple away, tried to jam him with that cutter. Freese able to pull the hands in a little bit. Good part of the barrel on it.
Starling Marte hit by a pitch on Monday night. He's been plunked a National League leading 6 times this year, and since 2013 66 times leading the major leagues. So he doesn't crowd the plate quite like Rizzo does from the left side. What that big number would tell me is that teams think there's a vulnerability maybe inside.
Probably, yeah, probably pound him in and doesn't want to yield. It's a good pitch. Got squeezed.
If they were 3-0, it would have been a strike. There you go. That'd be a good way to do it, right? I'm going to go 3-0 on every hitter because I know I'll get that strike called. Back to Lester to end the inning. So after 1 from Pittsburgh as the Cubs shoot for a sweep, 0-0. Chicago is presented by State Farm. Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Some numbers on the Cubs' 25-game start, their best since 1907. How about 13 of their wins by 5 or more runs, leading to a +89 run differential. Best road mark in baseball. They've taken the most walks.
Yeah, and above average defensively. Any way you slice it, it's been pretty impressive.
This guy had the best 0 for 5 night you could ever imagine. Javi Baez swings and misses. He didn't strike out. That's not why he had a great night. Going 0 for 5, it was his defense. His RBI, a ground out in the second, ended up officially being the game-winning RBI. And all the talk after the game was that glove work and the throws.
Oh, tentative. Ooh. Yeah, Rodriguez drifted after that one.
Went over the railing. No play, no error.
Rule of no play. And ideally, what you want to see the guy do is kind of get to the barrier and then work his way back. As he's kind of tracking it and drifting. Comes up short. Face full of popcorn. But It's a play that should have been made. Rodriguez, playing second base last night, made a couple of sparkling plays.
Soft liner and a base hit on a broken bat. Let's look at some of those plays last night. Our Xfinity high-speed action. That was actually Monday.
Yeah, that tag play on a stolen base is so quick. He starts the double play with Zobrist. And he's just getting warmed up. Watch this one, folks. Tough angle, full speed. Look at the throw. On the money, and then big hop way behind the bag, throws a strike, and pretty charged play here. Okay. But he and Russell, you've got two shortstops on the left side of the infield.
There he goes. Pitch taken for a strike, and a good tag by Harrison. So he beats Baez at his own game. The Cubs may challenge a tight call at second base.
He's been doing a little running, especially on Monday. They stole 3 bases. Throw a little bit on the shortstop side. Tag back of the leg. I couldn't tell if he got in ahead of it or not. Looks like they got him.
Well executed on all fronts. Meantime, 0-1 on Russell. Make it 0-2.
I think Nicasio's his natural fastball. He gets good run on a two-seamer in on the right-handed hitters, and then he'll try to cut it to get in on the lefties.
Slider, this is outside. Nicasio had to undergo neck surgery in 2011. He got drilled by an Ian Desmond liner in August of that year. Well, with the Rockies, suffered a fractured vertebra in his neck. Kind of see the scar back of his neck. Very scary. Left knee injury 2012, ended his season in early June. So yeah, he had a couple of years there where he had to battle through some injuries.
And then just the psychological part of coming back after such a traumatic injury. I've played with guys in the minor leagues who have been whacked by comebackers and they never really fully recovered. Anytime a guy would start a swing, pitcher would flinch.
2-2. We will try it again.
Reminds me a little bit of Garrett Cole, the ace of the Pirate staff the other day. But Cole was throwing 97, 98, hard slider, but not much in terms of really trying to get the hitters off balance with an off-speed pitch. Nicasio, he's built the same way, a power game. Mid-90s heater, hard slider. Changeup he'll use occasionally, and I would imagine mostly to the left-handed hitters. So for Cole the other night, because of that approach, a lot of deep counts, a lot of foul balls, and a high pitch count, and he was out of there after 4 2/3. One of the challenges of pitching against this Cub lineup.
He walked him. Here's David Ross, who's knocked in 8 runs over his last 8 games. How about that slash line for David?
Yeah, he's doing a nice job. He's been outstanding behind the plate, throwing really well. And productive. Well, he's getting more ABs this year. Asked to catch a little more frequently than he did last.
Well, anecdotally, we have not done any sort of quantitative analysis on this. I was talking with David yesterday. He said, my wife says that every time you guys talk about me retiring, something good happens.
David Ross is going to retire at the end of this year.
Not that he's superstitious or anything. He just broke his bat.
He's gonna, that action inside, life on the fastball, in on the hands, he's gonna get his fair share of cracked timber.
For what we do, guys like David Ross, they're invaluable because they're still active, but they're able to kind of step back and analyze things that happen in the clubhouse, on the field, maybe a little bit more objectively than some of the younger guys who are maybe a little bit more caught up in their own world. If that makes any sense.
And don't have, quite frankly, don't have the understanding of the game like a guy like Ross does, a guy who's played in the big leagues for all these years and is, you know, as a catcher, is involved in the pitching end of it and all aspects of the game. So usually measures a pretty aggressive lead. When he first came to the big leagues last year, man, he was getting huge leads. They had to rein him in a little bit.
Up and in, 1-2.
Yeah, you know, you have a baseball conversation with a lot of young players, and even some not so young players, and sometimes you hear the comment, "Huh, I never thought about that." With a guy like Ross, you're rarely going to hear that. Covered all the angles.
Yep. Well, and I think the backup catcher, and as you said, you know, just that position, observant. They seem to have a real good grasp of things. He's very self-aware.
And in the hitters' meetings and the pitchers' meetings, they're dealing with the manager, the pitching coach, the bench coach.
Strikes out Ross. So 2 outs. It'll bring up the pitcher, John Lester. Nicasio's made 44 pitches and we're only in the second. It feels like he's thrown about 130 pitches because of the pace.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of time between pitches. And he would argue, well, it's not my job to entertain you folks. It's my job to get people out. If this is what I need to do, then that's what I'm going to do. I do like the way he's wearing his socks.
Yeah, and I guess it's our job to entertain too. So he does his thing, we'll do ours. Yeah.
Jake Arrieta with an RBI base hit in the game last night. Cubs pitchers have really done a nice job in the batter's box this year.
Got the Clemente Wall at 320 down that right field line.
Get the head out in front of one of those heaters.
Yeah. Lester and Lackey have this home run bet going. I'm not in on gambling parlance. Would it be a prop bet if we then had a bet?
Sure, we could
on
take
their
a side bet.
Well, what kind of odds would you give on neither guy hitting one?
On neither guy? Well, I'd have to think that over.
Is it more likely
that probably the best bet, the safest bet would be, yeah. John got one in spring training, and he's capable. He's a strong guy. Lackey, too.
To the opposite field, no less, but they're not counting that. 2-2.
See, you're talking about making a guy throw a lot of pitches. There's Nicasio with John Lester up there, and Cervelli setting up way off the outside edge. I mean, they're not just trying to paint a corner there. Here we go. Normally, there's a pitcher up there, unless it's Mike Leake, Travis Wood, Bumgarner. Especially the way the game has gone along with all the pitches he has thrown. If I'm Cervelli, I'm probably sitting down the middle. So come on, let's go.
Russell takes off on the 3-2, and it's grounded to Mercer. And that will end the inning. Cubs are making him work early on. 0-0.
Beer Money, the trivia show that tests your sports knowledge in exchange for cash. You can then use that cash to buy beer. Luke Stuckmeyer hosts the next taping. It's tomorrow at 6 at Turtles Bar and Grill in Chicago. Beer Money presented by Coors Light.
Nothing. Pirates batting in the second. If maybe Chris Stewart would get the start today, but it was Cervelli again. He's on pace to catch over 130 games this year. And he's been so good here these last couple of years. You can see why Clint Hurdle wants him in the lineup. Low and inside, ball one.
Cervelli doing a nice job offensively. I think for average, high on base percentage. Doesn't hit for a lot of power. He hasn't gone deep yet this year. 7 home runs last season.
All right, so he's got the striped socks like his pitcher, but I see on deck Sean Rodriguez does not. Ooh. I agree. I like the stripes. It's a good look.
Kind of in Hunter Pence mode there. Was hands pulled away up high.
Well, Pence does the NFL wide receiver thing with the
pulls him up above his knees.
Above the knees. Back to Lester.
Stuck in his glove.
He'll flip the glove to Rizzo.
Who drops his glove to make the play.
Oh, I love it.
That happened last year as well. I think last year Anthony still had his glove on when he caught the glove. But you know, once you've been through it once, you know how to react. You know how to make this play.
He had a year to think about it.
You know, the issues John has throwing to the base is well documented, but he's got this play down. There's no panic at all here. Ball in the glove, make sure that it's lodged, and then the toss to Rizzo.
We're going to be seeing that on scoreboards throughout baseball during rain delays for years to come.
Thank goodness the ball stays in, right? But if the ball squirts out there, then it's going to be disastrous.
In the TV business, you have what you call a kicker story. It's kind of like the little extra funny little thing at the end of the sports segment. That's going to run on all the local sportscasts at 5, 6, and 10. Base hit, Rodriguez.
He had 2 in the ball game last night, and the Pirates only managed 3 hits. 2 off Arrieta in his 7 innings of work, 1 off Cahill, pitched the final 2 innings for the Cubs. Pirates team batting average has dropped about 7 points in this series. So we'll see what Clint Hurdle wants to do in terms of starting base runners against Lester. Freeze on in the first. He showed no indication, but Rodriguez might have a little different notion here. He's got a pretty good lead. David Ross is really throwing the ball well, and John Lester gives him a chance. He's quick to home plate. Yeah, we know all about the throwing issues, but once he decides to go home, he's quick. A little bluff there. Rizzo will play off the bag and then deke back towards the base. Try to upset the rhythm, the timing of the base runner.
I'm being told Rizzo dropped his glove last year too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I don't remember that detail. I barely remember what shirt to wear on a daily basis. So.
Rizzo's creative, man. He can climb up on walls to make catches. He had that got a great slide against the Mets at third base. Remember when he came popping up with its magic. Yeah, that's a good sized lead there that Rodriguez has got. But, you know, for all the talk about the stolen base against John Lester, it's been a break-even proposition this year for base stealers. 3 successful, 3 caught.
Rodriguez not budging even when Rizzo heads back to the bag. Harrison asked for time. Throw to first, they're going to get him. David Ross picks off Sean Rodriguez.
That's, I believe, the second one he's picked off this year. Led the league in that department last year. And again, that's the thing. If you're going to take that big lead, you better be ready to scramble back. Quick feet, quick release, perfect throw.
Meanwhile, 3-1 on Harrison. Here's the pitch. Base hit. And he replaces Rodriguez at first.
Now he gets to play the should I go or should I stay game.
Yeah, there have been 3 scenarios with John that we've noticed in a Cub uniform with the running game. Teams have either run like wild, which hasn't happened that much. It hasn't been a factor at all, or it has played to the Cubs' advantage. And I think more the latter here lately, as the Cubs have really worked hard to make sure that that's not a big problem.
Yeah, and I think the key for John is just not to think too much about it. He'll step off, do whatever he can to upset the rhythm of the base runner a little bit. And most guys just don't. Most base runners, what we've seen, are just not comfortable getting that big aggressive lead and then going. Cubs anticipating Harrison might go on the first pitch. They try to pitch at Harrison 5 out of 5 so far this year in the stolen base department. Blanco with the lefty on the mound down near the bottom of the order in the 8th hole today.
Stella has it, and that's that. 2 hits, but no damage done here in the bottom of the 2nd. The resourceful John Lester and Anthony Rizzo.
Fans, you don't have to wait until summer to enjoy your Fridays. Kick off the weekends with your favorite team. Tickets are still available for hot Friday matchups, including this Friday. The Nationals are in town, and then the following Friday, the 13th, the Pirates are at Wrigley. Get your tickets at Cubs.com. On Friday, John Lackey will pitch for the Cubs, and Max Scherzer will go for the Nats.
Might be a little cool tomorrow night, but it might be up in the 70s by Friday afternoon. That'd be great. All 1 on Fowler. Freeze in on the grass at third. 2 pitches that could have gone either way go the hitter's way to start this at bat. Swing and a miss.
Ocasio's made a commitment to the top of the zone here against Fowler. Sure looks like it. See if he tries to change the eye level, throws that slider down and in. Nope, they're going back door.
Two and two. La Stella and Bryant also do. And this ballpark really filling up. By far the biggest crowd of this series.
A lot of school groups here today. Field trip to the ballpark.
3-2 and a foul. Some of the fans in the ballpark will make it a double header. We'll head over to a hockey arena tonight for the Caps and Penguins. And as Fowler takes the walk, saw the Washington Capitals at a team hotel in their suits this morning, getting ready for their morning skate. Fowler on again to start an inning.
Ocasio all over the top of the strike zone in that sequence, but wasn't getting any love at the top of the zone.
In this series now, Fowler has led off an inning by reaching base 7 times. And a bounce. Harrison to second for 1. The relay not in time. La Stella beats it out for a fielder's choice. Now Harrison's best play might have been to throw to first and try to get Fowler in a rundown, because Dexter had to wait. Watch him hesitate. Of course, your first thought's going to be throw to second.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with the length of the throw, he had to make the first base and then the long throw back across from Rodriguez. I think he probably made the right play. What got him was he had a little difficulty making the transition to his throwing hand. It cost him just a little bit. Quality lid that woman's wearing back there. You see her?
I missed it. Bryant is out as he hits that soft liner to the shortstop Mercer.
It's at least the 3rd broken bat by Nicasio in this game. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Check out that lid.
Rizzo with 2 outs.
Two outs, man on first base. You're looking for damage, right? Extra base hit, knock one out of the ballpark. With Nicasio's tendency to challenge with that first pitch fastball, I wouldn't be surprised to see Rizzo try to jump him here. Made a good pitch. With Sean Rodriguez holding the base runner at first base, Harrison playing extreme pull out there in the rover position, not just in shallow right field but well towards the line. in the 1-3-1 zone trap.
Line shot.
Wow.
Ooh, dropped by McCutchen. That'll send LaStella to third. A bullet by Rizzo, and McCutchen, I think, very defensive position there. Just
that thing was probably knuckling and probably had some real funky action on it. It's ruled an error on McCutchen. This ball blistered. He has really been squaring the ball up here lately.
Are you okay with an error on that? Are you okay with an error on that? I mean, he had to leave his feet. The ball was hit 100 miles an hour.
I would tend to. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, he made it looked kind of ugly, but I'm just guessing. As hard as that ball was hit, it was probably doing something funky out there. And my tendency would be to want to reward the hitter because he hit it so hard.
Yes. So first and third. Here's Zobrist. He lined to right his first time up. And he crushes one deep right center, and it'll go. A 3-run homer for Ben Zobrist. And the Cubs have the lead.
Well, there's that early fastball ambush we were talking about. Zobrist hit the ball sharply first time up for an out to right field. Crushes this one. First long ball in the series for the Cubs. Big load and a big swing by Zobrist. There's your forward home run replay. Number 2 for Zobrist.
Those will be unearned runs. I'll say change that scoring decision, but count on the big board. 3-0. First homer of the series for the Cubs. That was a bullet. Ground ball up the middle. Harrison, a little bobble, and Baez is safe. That will be a hit.
Why is that more of a hit?
I don't know.
Than the McCutchen play?
I don't know.
Because Harrison bobbles the ball, and that's why it turned into a hit.
That's an easier play than for me than the McCutchen one. Plus, he stayed back on it.
Once you start to retreat, you're asking for trouble.
That's an error. But Baez busting it right down the line. And
one more look at McCutchen as he tries to make the sliding catch. Has it in the end of his glove momentarily and then loses it. Then the misplay by Harrison. Cubs scored a run on a wild pitch in this series. They executed a double steal, first and third with 2 outs. Matt Caesar able to score a run when the Pirates weren't able to execute.
'69th pitch. We'll have to wait.
And so they got 4 2/3 from Cole in the first game of the series. Jonathan Neese pitched for the Pirates last night. He went 5. A.J. Schugel came in and gave them 3 quality innings in relief to help save that bullpen. He was credited with a tourniquet after the game. The official score. You know, Hurdle hoping to get more out of Nicasio here this afternoon, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
This is not an easy play. Mercer will just eat it. Infield hit for Russell.
I don't know that he got the best break on that ball, but I think once he got to it, he made the right decision, not trying to make a throw.
Ray Searage, Pirates pitching coach, to the mound.
Both pitching coaches here in this series among the best in the business. Folks here in Pittsburgh love what Searage has brought to the table, and you know all about Chris Bosio and his work with the Cubs. This is probably the old pep talk, like let's disregard what has happened up to this point. Let's just see what you can do for us going forward. Turn the page. Turn the page conversation. I used to get those from my college professors all the time. Yeah, look, sure, you got a D-, but there's still time. There's another month left. There's the final. You could really pull that up to a solid C.
Two on for David Ross. In the air to right. Polanco underneath to end the inning. 3-run homer for Ben Zobrist, a line shot to right center. First series he's ever played in this ballpark, and he's been terrific. 3-0. Moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. And that was the flood line from Hurricane Ivan in 2004. But let's go back to 1999 on this date. Mark Grace with the first grand slam of his career on this date in 1988. So 11 years to the day before that, he had his first career home run. Coors Banquet, timeless moment.
Gracie, a big Star Wars fan?
I don't know.
Is that what inspired him?
Ocasio with his first plate appearance. He's trailing 3-0.
Run support's been a bit of an issue for John Lester this year. Came out of the game last time. It was tied 1-1. Got a no decision. Cubs scored late. That's a game where Matt Caesar hit the grand slam. He did not get credited with the win, but obviously it was a big reason why they won that ball game.
Lester's 1-2. Nicasio took a big hack and just got a piece of it. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. He's got a batting glove only on the top hand. I have never seen a big leaguer do that.
Have you? It's a pitcher thing.
But the bottom hand, you always have a batting glove on the bottom hand. Swing and a miss.
Maybe if you put
that was
glove
popular
on
in the
time,
80s.
That'll improve his swing. The newborn fan club is the perfect gift for parents of any tiny Cubs to showcase what it means to be a Cub for life. Receive a customized photo of the Wrigley Field marquee, a Cubs birth certificate, baby stocking cap, and a unique Cubs onesie. Visit Cubs.com/kids for more information. Talking about run support, in John's first 3 starts, the Cubs scored 1 run while he was in the ballgame.
I am being told the score on Star Wars Day is C3PO.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I get why the pitcher would have the batting glove on the pitching hand, but if it's the top hand, you always see the guy at the plate have it on the bottom hand too. And as I said back in the 80s, Keith Moreland, they have the bottom hand with the glove on and not on the top hand.
Yeah,
that was much more popular back when you pitched.
Yeah.
Ball inside corner.
If you look at a heat map for John Lester where he likes to throw the ball, you're going to see a lot of action mid-thigh and down. His ground ball rate is right around maybe a little better than league average, down a little bit from last year. Coming into this one, he had a whip of 0.93 and a batting average against of 207.
Baez, low throw, and Rizzo, hang on a second. Did he stay on the bag? The call is he did. And the Pirates
thinking it over.
Yeah, will not challenge. Got the Cubs team whip under 1. So Baez had a little too much time. Spiked the throw. 3-0. Here's John Lester working with a 3-0 lead and swings and misses. On the outside. I guess. That is low and away. 1-2. There's our guy.
Yep. Boys are back. You know they're digging May the 4th day.
Kicked up on Mercer, but he makes the play. Called strike.
A change of approach will get over breaking ball to get started here. Looks like he's trying to pick up the tempo a little bit too. Pirates have a couple really good young pitching prospects knocking on the door. Jameson Taillon was their first round pick a few years ago. He's dealt with Tommy John surgery, had a hernia issue last year, but he's back pitching very well at AAA. Got an ERA in the low ones. See him in a Pirate uniform at some point this year. Although having missed the better part of 2 years, they may want to be a little more cautious with him. Tyler Glasnow's the other guy we keep hearing about. Big hard throwing right-hander.
Handed by Rodriguez. So Fowler retired for the first time today.
Oh my. John Lester, take note. The zone's getting a little wide.
Injuries have created opportunities for guys like La Stella, Baez. Before Matt Caesar got hurt as well. Hopefully Matt is only out for a couple of weeks. He was grooving as a part-time player. Stella keeps the inning alive.
Yeah, the hamstring injury to Caesar has been referred to as a mild strain, so hopefully no longer than the 2-week stint on the DL. You never know. Hamstrings, groins, obliques, those strains and pulls, sometimes they tend to linger.
Talk about the steady nature of guys like Anthony Rizzo, Jason Hayward, Ben Zobrist. Low to no maintenance. We should put Chris Bryant in that group, and he's a second-year big leaguer.
Yeah, you tend to take him for granted. Joe talked to him last year about moving around the diamond, playing the outfield some. Yeah, whatever you need. I'm good. By the way, is digs a dated term? Would a young person such as Chris Bryant be familiar with that? Like, I asked him yesterday, how do you like your new digs? And he kind of looked at me like I was insane. I said, the building you're living in. He said, oh, yeah, it's great.
Maybe, yeah. You might be dating yourself with that. Yeah.
Such a fossil.
You think he Googled it after you asked him?
Again, that patience, and yet again another full count. The Cubs have had a ton of them, and he's among the leaders in that department. It really makes you work. 3-2 walk his first time up.
Runner goes with 2 outs. Bryant pops into left. Marte squeezes, inning over. Bottom 4. It's the Cubs 3 and the Pirates nothing. It's nothing. Talking about the one batting glove, and I don't know why I remember Keith Moreland did this. This is like the reverse of what we normally would see. The bottom hand, usually the one you see the glove on, like that. Circa 1984.
Zonk just celebrated a birthday the other day. Back then, players couldn't afford 2 batting gloves. Had to work 2 jobs in the wintertime just to make it through. Things not going well for Jake Peavy these days. He's given up 6 runs in 4 innings to the Reds, including 3 home runs in the 2nd inning. He has an ERA over 9. Reds lead the Giants 6-2.
will drop in front of Zobrist. So they have the leadoff man on base for the first time.
Second hit of the day for Freeze. Starling Marte hit a home run on the very first pitch he saw as a major leaguer. Usually I caution against such feats. Set the bar awfully high when you do that. He's settled in. He's turned into a very good major league player. Great defender out on left. Speed guy. He's got some power. Doesn't walk much.
2013. Remember, he had a big home run off Kevin Gregg when pitching for the Cubs at Wrigley Field. That gave the Pirates the first playoff berth in 2 decades. Yeah, it was off Dallas Keuchel that
oh, is that right?
Major League debut. So you were there, 2012, at Minute Maid Park.
Before Dallas Keuchel turned into Dallas Keuchel we know now. Well, I don't believe he's been quite as sharp this year as last. That would be difficult to do. So, a little bit of a find here for Lester. 1 on, nobody out, 3-0. He's got to come all the way back on Marte, and a rare walk.
So best chance for the Pirates. 2 on, nobody out. Here's Cervelli.
Cervelli hits the ball on the ground a lot. Lester pretty adept at getting that ground ball. Cervelli has bounced into 5 double plays already this year. Just the 4th walk taken by Marte this year.
Here's a pitch and a base hit. And the bases are loaded with no outs. Single, walk, single.
Baez was close to the line there. You don't want to give up a double, 2-run score, so he was kind of shading toward the line a little bit. Russell, of course, playing double play depth, so that created a big hole there on the left side of the infield. I don't know if Baez is positioned where he normally would be if he makes a play on that ball or not. But John Lester, in his last start, pitched out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam without allowing a run. Let's see if he can pull a rabbit out of his hat here again this afternoon.
And these two teams find themselves in this situation a lot offensively. Bases loaded. Rodriguez takes ball 1.
Yeah, and he's been swinging it well. He's probably had the best at bats of any Pirate hitter so far in this series. 224 lifetime with the bases loaded. Chris Bosio going to saunter on out and have a chat with Lester. Rodriguez has hit 4 home runs already this year. So this is all about minimizing damage.
Yeah, you're never trying to give up runs, but you've got a 3-0 lead here. And sometimes probably hard not to do the math in your head. 3 on, nobody out. And Chris Bosio just reminding John to make that next pitch.
Yeah, just kind of focus one pitch at a time. Does his best work down there, and that pitch there could turn into a double play ball too. Now Rodriguez, unlike Cervelli, he's not a ground ball hitter. He's pretty good at getting the ball in the air, so he'll be thinking about trying to go middle away, get it airborne, prevent that rollover. That's it's a kind of a battle of wills here. Lester's trying to get the ground ball, and Rodriguez trying to get something he can lift or drive.
Fangraphs a few years ago did a study on the first pitch after a visit to the mound by a pitching coach. And I seem to recall that the one pitch thrown more than any other is that two-seam fastball.
Two-seam fastball down and away, kind of back to the basics of pitching.
Yeah.
Kind of the safety zone. They leave a two-seamer down and away.
3-1
away from damage.
That's Ryan Vogel's song.
And I think the same thing here. I think you don't give in here. Rodriguez isn't McCutchen, but he's been swinging it well.
3-2. Have to go back and look. I could be wrong on the results of that study, but another foul.
Rodriguez had one to whack at there.
Line shot. Foul. Actually, I found the piece. It's the opposite. It was done over 1,000 pitches. So they said the results weren't definitive, but actually fewer fastballs were thrown after a visit to the mound.
Does it say if the hitter took that pitch a high percentage of the time?
I don't think so. It's definitely worth studying, right? You're trying to get every advantage you can. What's this guy most likely to throw in this situation? Another 3-2. He got him this time. Nice comeback.
Well, it was a couple of punch outs in that 7th inning last time that did the trick for him. Got 2 strikeouts and a ground out to get out of that mess. Had to throw a lot of pitches, but ultimately got Rodriguez to expand on that fastball off the plate. Remember, we saw it with Jeff Nelson last inning with the left-handed hitters up there and Nicasio on the mound. He was giving some little extra to the pitchers off the plate, and maybe Lester and Ross can exploit that here to the right-handed hitters. Maybe not.
Ball missed on Harrison. He had his 10-game hitting streak end on Monday, but he's 1 for 1 today. Freese at third, Marte at second, Cervelli at first. Pirates trying to get back into this ball game, trailing 3-0. Popped up by Harrison, down along the right field line. Freese heads back to the bag. Zobrist makes the catch, and everybody will hold. 2 outs.
So this is kind of interesting because we talked about, you mentioned, here's the play again, there's the tag by Freese. They opt not to send him. And they're going to leave it up to Polanco here with 2 outs to try to get something done. Talking about whip, last inning, and one of the other things, one of the advanced stats people talk about is left on base rate. A lot of times that's a function of luck. And the Cubs starters, most of them, if not all of them, are running a very high left on base percentages. Likely to be some regression there, and with that, obviously, the ERAs will climb a little bit. But there is a skill too, I think. Some guys just have the ability to perform under duress better than others.
Remember, the Cardinals had that whopping left on base percentage last year. One 1-0 to Polanco. He's batting 8th against the left-handed starter. Lester trying to find that escape hatch here in the 4th inning. But he's down 2-0. Jason Rogers on deck in the pitcher spot.
Hurdle moved Polanco down into the 8th hole this afternoon with a tough lefty on the mound. Ooh, good swing there at the cutter. Polanco hitting a .176 this year against left-handed pitching. As you mentioned earlier, they haven't seen a whole lot of it. His overall game and his approach at the plate has improved. He's short in the swing. He's patient. He takes walks.
To make his pitch right here on the 2-2. Full 3-2.
Polanco wouldn't bite.
Everybody will be on the move here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, the 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Lester does escape. How about that? The first 3 got on, the next 3 made outs. Nobody scores. It's still 3-0. Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, All season long on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich, serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. So the Cubs and the Pirates, the rematch from last year's wild card, and it's gone about as perfectly as the Cubs could have hoped here through 2.5 games.
Yeah, we kind of came into this thinking, you know, it would be 3 epic games, and after some of those fireworks on Monday night, Jake Arrieta kind of drained all the suspense out of last night, and obviously the Pirates are kind of getting a pretty good look at this new and improved Cubs lineup here today.
Swing and a miss by Rizzo. Nicasio gets at most one more inning here. His spot now due to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Wouldn't say we've run out of things to say about Jake Arrieta, but JD admitted that he just takes him for granted now. He assumes 7-8 innings, no runs every time he pitches, and I'm trying to fight it, because this should not feel normal what he's doing. As Rizzo sends a fly ball out into deep center, and it is off the wall. Boy, McCutchen gave up on it like it might leave the yard. 5th double of the series for Rizzo.
Yeah, and again, continues to hammer the baseball. McCutchen was charged with an error last time, if you recall. He hit that line drive out there that McCutchen couldn't hang on to. That easily could have been ruled a base hit. No doubt about this one as he drives it over the head of McCutchen. A little bit of a late break to begin with. And yeah, an early concession, if you will. I don't think he tracked that ball. I think he just didn't see it very well. Yeah. He knew it was in the general area, but didn't know exactly where that one was headed.
And that brings up Zobrist, who hit a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning. So anyway, Patrick, if you have anything else to add that we don't know already about what Jake Arrieta's done here, feel free to chime in, but we're just left speechless.
It's kind of a funny scene in the clubhouse this morning. MLB Network was running this side-by-side shot of Arrieta from Baltimore and here now, and Pedro Strop was in one of the chairs underneath and just started cracking up and yelling, you know, that's old school Jake. And I had asked him, you know, does it kind of get weird seeing that? And he said, no, not at all. He's completely kind of used to being in the spotlight. He clearly enjoys it. And yeah, it's definitely strange when you're just kind of wondering whether or not he's going to throw a no-hitter. And I definitely think it's overshadowed a great start by John Lester as well. It's weird that he could sign that huge contract last year and be such a focus, and now, you know, no one's really noticing that. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League right now too.
Freeze gets Zobrist. Yeah, somebody asked Jake about Matt Joyce, 7 out of 14, and he quickly said, that's a different guy. That was the Baltimore Arrieta.
Baltimore Jake.
Right.
Springsteen song. Yeah, and it's so many clean innings, right? Just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the other guy who does that is Lackey. He gives up so few base runners. Len and I were talking whip earlier, walks plus hits per innings pitched, as you know. The big 4 in the rotation are all within the top 14 in the National League in that department.
Jake also went out of his way to credit Javier Baez for, you know, the amazing defense he was playing over at third base, and saying how it's such a luxury to have what Joe Madden calls one of the best infielders defensively in the game. He doesn't even have a starting spot, and that's definitely going to help Jake. He's like, who cares about strikeouts when I can just keep getting ground ball outs? And obviously that should, you know, help keep him fresh for what the Cubs hope will be, you know, run through October.
We have not seen Hayward in this series. He's got a sore wrist. What are you hearing? Anything specific about when he'll be back in the lineup?
Well, it sounded like Joe Madden didn't really want to push it today. Obviously, Jason has been dealing with this since early April. I think there were scenarios where maybe they were going to use him off the bench last night. They didn't need him. But it sounded like we should see him this weekend at Wrigley at some point, and that the Cubs don't believe this is a DL situation. That's kind of been, they've been pretty firm on that throughout this.
And there's a guy named Kyle Hendricks, I guess. He's going to pitch tomorrow. Have you heard anything about this guy? What's it been?
He'll be well rested, won't he?
See, I saw him yesterday after his bullpen. I said, and you are? Somebody had to get pushed back with 3 off days last week, 2 due to rainouts. Cubs feel very good that Kyle will not be rusty tomorrow. And I guess tangentially related, just because it rhymes, one of the other big storylines going into that series will be the return of Dusty Baker back at Wrigley Field.
Hard to believe. It's been 10 years since he's been there.
06 was his last year. Yeah.
I think he's exactly what that team needed. I think Matt Williams was a great player, and I think they thought that would translate, a leader in the clubhouse to a leader in the dugout. And it obviously didn't work that way, and I think that really makes what the Cubs are doing so impressive. That the Nationals were the team with the target on their back last year, and they really collapsed for as good as they looked on paper.
2-2. Hooked into the left field corner for Javi Baez. Rizzo will score easily. And that ball is wedged, I think, and Baez is just going to round the bases.
Running, yeah, keep on running.
And Marte did not reach in, I don't believe. And they're going to double check on it. We lose sight of that very corner on this particular camera view. There you go. Yep. So it will be a double. And it's 4-0.
So the leather work yesterday for Baez off the charts. Just a tremendous day defensively. Today he's doing it with the bat. That's his 3rd hit. That's going to do it for Nicasio.
A long, laborious afternoon for the Pirates starter. Patrick, thanks for stopping by. As always, we appreciate it.
Anytime, guys.
Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider.
Do you have a zany suit you're going to wear home?
No. I have TSA pre-check, though. It'll be a nice rush to the airport.
Very nice. We'll be back in the 5th. It is a Midas call to the bullpen. And it's Jared Hughes.
A lanky right-hander on the DL with a strained lat. So he's only pitched in 2 games since being activated. Busy man last year, worked 76 times for the Pirates. Very effective, too. At a 228 earned run average in those 76 appearances. Was that power sinker? A lot of ground ball outs.
So this call to the pen presented by Midas Tire and Auto Service Experts. Good throw. Baez is going to hold.
Yeah, Baez takes aggressive leads. He's very energetic on the bases. He draws a lot of attention. He's the guy you like to bring in the force play in order and get you that double play ball. And Clint Hurdle forced to piece it together with his bullpen here today as a starter. Doesn't make it through 5.
Two and 0 to Russell. All right, so this game is far from over. The Cubs winning 7-2 and then 7-1 and leading here 4-0. If this holds up, it's only 3-game series. Do you buy the whole psychological thing that the Cubs are getting into the Pirates' heads?
No, I'm not.
It's a long season.
No, I'm not a big believer in the whole statement game or statement series philosophy. I don't know if they're in their heads. I think they're convincing everybody how good they are, because we talked a lot about how soft the schedule was for the Cubs in the early going. They've come in here on the road playing a very good team, and they've taken care of business.
With Baez running, and Hughes trying to beat Russell to the bag. He will not. Baez now trying to score. Rodriguez to Cervelli, and now Rodriguez at the plate, and the tag is applied. So when it's all said and done, Addison Russell takes over for Baez at second.
Yeah, Baez's ability to stay in the rundown allows Russell to move into scoring position. And, but that's the exuberance of youth, perhaps. We talk a lot about aggressiveness versus recklessness. This was probably a little on the reckless side, trying to score on this. You can see him reading the play, because there was going to be no play at first base. But give him credit again for staying in the hot box.
Russell gets a single. Baez out 3-2 to 5-3. Yeah, make them make a play. They did it the other day on a Monday night. And the throw to the plate was airmailed.
Yeah, and that was an intentional play with 2 outs and the pitcher up. And they put on the David Ross was on first base. He broke for second to draw the throw, and then Caesar came home on the errant throw. This situation a little bit differently in that Russell was going to be safe at first base.
Well, and I think maybe the Baez read might have been, if they throw the ball to first,
right,
I'm going to be safe at the plate.
He probably, if he waits just a little bit to see if they actually try to make a throw.
1-2 to Ross.
You could tell just watching him run, that he wanted to try to steal that run. That's what and Joe Madden likes it. He likes his guys to be aggressive on the bases, so he may fully endorse the play. And even if you don't, you want to be careful on how you talk to a player, like especially a young guy who can make things happen with his legs. You don't want to take that away from him.
And Ross draws the walk.
Addison Russell with 2 hits today. He hasn't hit the ball out of the infield. Maybe the worm is starting to turn a little bit in the luck department for him. He had that stretch there. He was sitting into a lot of hard outs.
This turn of events for John Lester. He was up 3-0, but facing a bases loaded, no out situation. In the 4th inning, got out of it, and now his team has added a run in the 5th. Rodriguez to the bag, and the inning is over. Lester's made contact 3 times, but is 0 for 3, and the Cubs lead 4-0. I'd like to welcome all our viewers watching on Wellman Cooperative Telephone Company in Wellman, Iowa. Here's Jason Rogers.
Cubs return home for a long homestand. The Pirates will be heading out of town for a long 3-city trip. St. Louis, Cincinnati, and then they'll come to Chicago. Back-to-back starts, John Lester has worked out of bases loaded, nobody out situations without allowing a run.
Baez gets the pinch hitter Rogers.
Budweiser Patio offers fans an all-inclusive Budweiser bleacher experience in prime home run territory right down the right field line. This outdoor semi-private space opens 2 hours prior to the game and is perfect for corporate outings, client events, family gatherings. For more on all the available outdoor spaces located in the Budweiser bleachers, visit Cubs.com/premier.
Pierogi race. I don't think they've done it yet, right? They're just preparing.
I honestly don't know. I usually lock in on that. Just working the crowd a little bit. Say, hey, don't worry, folks. Everything's gonna be okay here. We got running pierogies, running sausages, running presidents. the running legends in Arizona. What's next?
The garlic fries race. Baez lets it go. Russell's got to hurry. Out at first.
With John Lester on the mound, you expect some action for the left side of the infield. Baez made a very nice play to start the inning. Now Russell closes on this one, slings it on over to barely get Mercer. Tricky little in-between hop.
And it is being challenged. So it is time for the Forsythe Technology replay review.
Well, that look we just had at it looked to me like it was inconclusive. Just flashed one on the big board. Not surprisingly, the fans here in Pittsburgh think he was safe.
Does not look overturnable.
I'm with you.
To me,
yeah.
but
we've seen a number of plays that have been, what we felt was in that category of not conclusive to overturn that have been overturned. And while John Lester will throw a few pitches just to make sure he stays loose. It's not a hot day, but there's a little humidity, a little mugginess in the air here today. Going with call stands. Nope. See, they overruled it.
I didn't see that, but I was wrong. Here's McCutchen.
You notice McCutchen when he comes up to hit, how he kind of tips his hat. Notice that the last couple of nights. He's tipping his hat to the umpire, or if there's somebody behind home plate. So superstition, not sure. McCutchen has hit 6 home runs this year. Hit one the other night off Jason Hamill. He had a 3 home run game earlier this year. Still hasn't really found his groove yet. You know he will. Capable of going deep any part of the ballpark. McCutchen hit 23 long balls last year. career best 31 in 2012.
Line into the gap. Zobrist will run it down. And that overturn on the replay looming potentially pretty large here. They've got runners at first and third with 1 out.
Now, normally down 4 runs, you're thinking, well, they're not going to run here. Freese has power. Marte's got power. They don't hit a lot of home runs, but both capable. So normally you're thinking, nah, don't take any chances on the bases, but you know,
they've had so little going too.
Yeah, and you know, Freese again, he hits the ball on the ground a lot. That would be a big concern for me if I'm Clint Hurdle. McCutchen, when he first came into the league, stole a bunch of bases, but he's had some injury problems, and they just don't, you know, they want to put him in harm's way. He's such a valuable guy. He stole 11 bases last year in 16 tries. Just 1 out of 3 so far this season. It's that outside edge, just beyond strike. Lester, you're feeling like he should be able to dictate this at bat now. No balls, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Only his 4th strikeout today.
A high cheddar there, and it, you know, effectively changing the eye level. He does so much work down. That can be an effective pitch when he does run one up like that.
Outside on Marte. I guess the tipping of the batting helmet is to his wife.
Oh, okay.
And I guess Jackie Robinson used to do that, although the story says it would be after a home run. So maybe he does it now every time he comes to the plate.
Well, he did it when he hit the home run the other night too. You'd see that he did it when he crossed home plate, but I noticed him doing it as he comes up to hit as well. So I didn't know that. That's just a good little factoid. Yeah. So Jackie Robinson had that little move right there. Yeah. Is there a more social place in all of sport than first base? And, you know, the base runner and the first baseman down there gabbing away. I'm guessing that linemen in the NFL don't chat it up very much.
It would be awkward if those guys didn't talk, wouldn't it? Still 2-2. Sean Casey's kind of widely known as called the mayor. Really talking up guys after they reach first base.
And we've seen Willie Stargell back in the day get a little tic-tac-toe game going with the other first baseman. He'd draw the grid out there on the infield dirt.
That's great. Always find a Willie Stargell jersey in the stands here in Pittsburgh. Pops. Three, two outs. McCutchen will be on the move here. Rizzo playing behind him.
Third time through the order. Lester working in a few more breaking balls, trying to give these Pirate hitters a different look. I also remember going to see the Pirates at it was at Jerry Park way back in the day before a Sunday doubleheader, and they were taking infield without a ball, doing the phantom infield practice. That was a lot of fun. It's amazing how quick they could turn that double play when there was no ball.
Yeah. Swing and a miss, so Lester gets out of this jam. They have stranded 5 over the last 2 innings. The Hall of Famer Willie Stargell. Changes here for the Pirates. Rodriguez goes first to third. Rogers, who pinch hit, now playing first. And a veteran right-hander Ryan Vogelsong, 38 years old. Second tour with the Pirates. He was here from 03 to 06. He has made 1 start. This is his 6th relief appearance. 2 stints with the Giants, 2 with the Pirates, with a big gap in the middle. 07 to 10. Pitched in Japan. Quite a comeback story, as he was an all-star with the Giants in his return to the major leagues in 2011. 2-0 to Fowler.
Fastball, slider, curve, and change for Vogelsong. Won't overpower you with velocity.
Rambo to left. Marte's got it. Make sure you follow In Game Live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. Tommy La Stella. It was cool but pleasant Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, do you know that today is the anniversary of the first Major League game ever played? According to Baseball Reference, 1871, May the 4th, a National Association contest between the Cleveland Forest Cities and the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, Kekiongas.
Wow. Bunted foul by La Stella.
What's that? Yeah. 1869, the first professional team, all professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings, started their season with a 45-9 win over the Great Westerns of Cincinnati. The club had no pitching. No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
And La Stella is out.
Cub fans, join the Cubs season ticket holder waiting list. Do it today. Claim your spot in our lineup for season tickets. It's easy and it's free to register. For details, visit Cubs.com/waiting list. If you are in the market for a pitcher, Tim Lincecum is going to hold a showcase on Friday out in Scottsdale. Been talking about that for a while now, but apparently all systems go. A bunch of teams are expected to be on hand.
I've read it, including the Cubs, as they always do their due diligence. It's pronounced Kekionga.
Kekionga?
It was the name of a Native American settlement. As Bryant flies to McCutchen. And the Cubs go down quietly for the first time in order.
Talk live at CSN's David Kaplan hosts live from Wrigley Field. Cap and Friends will help preview the Cup Series with the Nationals. Don't miss Sports Talk Live, presented by Chevy Silverado, tomorrow at 5 on CSN Chicago.
So Belly bounces to third. And 1 out.
Jake Arrieta got 13 outs on the ground in the ball game last night. Lester doing some good work in that regard. Got 5 punch outs. He's had to work hard here today. Pirates have had a fair number of base runners, but they've not been able to break through. Dogged determination when you watch John Lester pitch, man. He is intense, committed, does not like to give in.
Happy 13th birthday to Will Martin. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
Oof. Better feel for that curveball. Rodriguez had the first crack at Lester in the 4th with the bases loaded and nobody out, and he struck out. Offered out a fastball that was off the plate and up a little bit.
Cub fans, Henry Callahan, Howard King watching. One and 2 to Rodriguez. Zobrist over near the foul line, and he makes the catch in fair territory.
Treat your clients and guests to an all-inclusive suite experience this season at Wrigley Field on the Nuveen Investment Suite level. Businesses and individuals alike find suites to be the perfect private setting to host their guests. To book your premier experience at the ballpark, visit Cubs.com/premier.
Harrison 1 for 2.
Mets and the Braves are playing in New York. 8-0 Metropolitans. Braves have managed just 1 hit in that game. Steven Matz pitching for New York today. Kid Whistler pitched a dandy for Atlanta last night against the Mets.
There continue to be rumblings about Freddie Gonzalez's job security.
Braves, barring a miraculous comeback, will fall to 7-20. But they were not expected to be good. Kind of unfair to Freddie if they let him go. See, and we were talking, it's been a bit of an issue around the game. People talking about teams tanking, losing on purpose to better their position in the draft. And you came up with a great idea about reseeding there.
Well, my thought was, if you're trying to give teams an incentive to win as many games as possible, you take the 20 non-playoff teams each year and you reverse the draft order. Best record gets the first pick. Base hit to left for Harrison. And it actually might create some final weekend drama for a team that doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So you try to win to get that first pick instead of lose at the end of the year. I don't know, just an idea.
You got to send an email to the commissioner.
I don't have his email. Is it rmanfred at MLB.com? I don't know.
Bossman Rob at MLB.
Spazio out to talk with Lester before his 100th pitch. Adam Warren is up. It's a Bob Nightingale story, USA Today, regarding Freddie Gonzalez. The quote: "The Braves, embarrassed over their horrific start, are internally discussing whether they should fire manager Freddie Gonzalez." A high-ranking Braves official told USA Today Sports.
Well, a lot of times in baseball, when there's smoke, there's fire. Pardon the pun. But not always. Remember, there's so much talk about Brad Ausmus. It seemed like it was going to be a given that Brad was going to be let go. Tigers decided to hang on.
Speculation's gone even further than that. Runner goes and Polanco fouls. Later in the story, Bud Black considered the favorite if they hire a permanent manager. And it says the Braves likely would go with an interim candidate for the rest of this season. They're opening their new ballpark next year. Two and one.
Polanco's nickname is El Cafe, like coffee, and apparently he got it from a coach when he was a kid in the Dominican Republic, because he looked like another guy who had the nickname El Cafe. So there's no great story behind it. Somebody else had the nickname, and it reminded him of that other player.
Three and one on them. Cubs lead 4-0 here in the sixth. Runner goes again. Ball four. And that will do it for the starter. Lester had to work really hard the last two innings. Bases loaded, no outs in the fourth. Couple men on, one out in the fifth. And both times he got out of it, but he will not have a chance to get out of this situation. And we will return to Pittsburgh in the sixth with the Cubs leading 4-0. Auto Service Experts pitching change, and here's Adam Warren, and he will not face Jason Rogers. John Jaso will pinch hit.
Yeah, a move I'm sure Joe Madden anticipated, but he likes Warren against both right and left-handed hitters. He's got a good changeup, good command of the fastball. So far, so good. He's been rock solid here in a Cub uniform. This is appearance number 9. In 9 innings, he has struck out 10. Those old adages a lot of managers go by. You're going to let a guy escape 1 jam, possibly 2 jams, but usually the 3rd time they're put in that crisis situation. Fatigue starting to kick in. Why not get a fresh arm? 5 2/3 for Lester today. 8 hits, a couple of walks, 5 strikeouts, no runs, but responsible for 2 base runners.
Warren to Jaso. The pitch bounced foul. Blanco just walked. That ended Lester's day. Harrison off in the distance at second. He singled to keep this inning alive. Now it's Jaso, the pinch hitter. 2-1. Jaso kind of fits the Cubs hitting philosophy. He is not in any hurry. He waits for his pitch. Not an anxious hitter by any stretch. Take his walks.
Hitters will tell you they go up there looking for either a certain pitch or in a certain location until they get 2 strikes, and they have to be willing to be a little more reactive and not sit on any one pitch or any location.
Ground ball. It's Rizzo to the bag unassisted, and the inning is over. Shutout intact for now. We go to the 7th. It's 4-zip Cubs.
You know, you get to, like I said, you get them on the field from the dugout, then you look out there. How do we stack up? What does this thing feel like? I mean, you look on TV, you look at you read different things, but you got to actually see it, and then what does it feel like? How do we match up with this thing? And so that's always important to do. And of course, we've had 2 nice nights here. We've done well in St. Louis already. We've done okay against Milwaukee and Cincinnati. So it's good to get a feel for the rest of the division, in spite of the fact we've had some injuries.
If the Cubs win this game and they're leading 4-0, they would be 13-2 against their own division. Vogelsong to Rizzo, ball 1. Jaso chat with Brandon Hyde, the Cubs first base coach. 1-0 is hit in the air, deep right center, back toward the wall, gone. Just got it out into the first row. Number 9 for Rizzo, and what a series he's had.
Yeah, the main ingredient is really on a nice roll here. You know, I think he was in Cincinnati. And I was thinking he's not going to want to leave Cincinnati. Well, for everywhere he performs well, he's not going to leave. There's just not enough Rizzos to go around. There's your 4th home run replay. The big guy gets extended, and there's number 9. Remember, he banged it off the wall last time.
Zobrist with a homer earlier. He grounds out to first, 3-1. And it's time for the Cubs' upcoming game schedule, brought to you by Travel Wisconsin. Plan your fun today at travelwisconsin.com. 4 with the Nationals, featuring Bryce Harper. JD mentioned had been kind of cold as of late. He's 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI so far today in Kansas City. Nationals lead 6-2. They got all their runs in the first as they play the top of the 3rd.
Rizzo now tied for the league lead in home runs by players not playing for the Rockies. Arenado and Story have 11 and 10 respectively.
5-0 lead. Broken bat flare that will hold up and be caught by Marte. The barrel of that bat ended up past third base in foul territory.
Should Doobie.
Russell's reached all 3 times at the plate. Not this time, though, it appears, as Polanco makes the catch. Rizzo with a leadoff homer, and it's now 5-0 as we hit the stretch. Cubs have done in this series. They have fared much better than the Pirates pitchers, who threw a ton of pitches in short starts.
Yeah, and the Pirates in the week leading into this series, 7 games prior to this series, were averaging close to 7 runs per game. They've had a very nice year offensively, hitting for a high average. They've been taking walks. They've been doing a lot of good things, but this Cubs pitching staff has pretty much shackled them.
Jordy Mercer. Reds bullpen gave up another run today. It's 22 consecutive games. They do have the lead, however, in the 9th.
Adam Warren is quickly becoming Joe Madden's favorite club. Club, like a golfer. Golfers they have a favorite club, you know. They like to reach for, and
when in doubt,
yeah, just there's a comfort factor there.
The Warren,
yeah. And he's a hybrid because he can start and relieve.
Is that the Billy Baru? Is that what it was called? From Billy from Caddyshack. Right. One away. Here's McCutchen.
There's the little tip of the helmet.
The Billy Baru was the putter, right?
The Billy Baru? I'm going to go with yes. Billy.
Deep right. Zobrist will play it off the wall, and McCutchen has a stand-up double.
His home run was out to right center. Base hit to right today, and now this double off the wall. McCutchen talked about his power to all fields. It's a good-looking swing, man. It's only a matter of time before he starts to put up McCutchen-like numbers. Pirates, they put pressure on today. They've had base runners in every inning except for the 3rd. It'll be a frustrating day in that Pirate dugout as they've seen some chances come and go. Especially given that they've already lost the first 2 games of this series. We were asking earlier about the psychology, are the Cubs in the Pirates' head? I think baseball is it's kind of a reactive game. Where do you go from here? How do you react if somebody comes into your own ballpark and sweeps you in a 3-game set? Do you let it become an issue?
Right, and I think more than the fact that the Cubs are positioned to sweep here is you beat Garrett Cole, who you beat in the wild card game. Arrieta was great again after that dominating performance. The Pirates have been a wild card team, not a division winner the last 3 years. That's been a narrative here, getting out of that one or done scenario. And the Cubs are very much in their way.
Yeah, and I think it's up to to Hurdle, his staff, the veteran players. That's the key. How do you react if you're going through a tough patch? Just don't let it become an issue. Don't let the other team get into your head. Just go play.
And then you had the Monday night tension after the hit by pitch, although that has not carried over into these final 2 games of the series.
Good changeup.
Got 4 first names battling here. Adam Warren against Matt Joyce.
That's a sign of a good change when you can locate it right there and get a swing and miss. I mean, that's for most guys that you don't want to leave a changeup that high in the strike zone.
Fly ball to deep right, and Zobrist will have to watch it fly out of here. A 2-run homer for Matt Joyce, who's been really good off their bench. His 3rd pinch hit home run.
This time it's a fastball in the happy zone for him. 92 miles an hour. Up out over the plate. That's his power. He's got pull power. And the Pirates have 2.
A 3-run ball game and a strike on Marte.
Perfect roll for Joe Madden. Warren gets through this inning. Strop in the 8th, Rondon in the 9th. But just in case Strop is up throwing now.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, sometimes you even mishit it with your favorite club.
Change up, bounced foul. Another change. Still 2-2.
Down and on the edges so far for Warren. Those runs he allowed, the first he has given up this year.
Fly ball to right. And Zobrist does not have a play. Wind has kicked up a little bit, pushed that one to the seats, and gives Marte another opportunity. Swing and a miss, 2 down. Hey, Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Cervelli turns away. Baez to end the inning. 2-run homer. Matt Joyce, and it's now 5-2 Cubs as we go to the 8th. Hefty home run. Ben Zobrist giving the Cubs the lead with a 3-run shot. And then Anthony Rizzo adding some insurance in the 7th. There's Tony Watson, his first and only appearance in this series.
Normally, you know, he's a guy Clint Hurdle relies on to come in the 8th inning, protect the lead, hand the ball to Mark Melanson, but they haven't had that opportunity. And Watson has been out there for 12 times. He's got a 3.55 ERA. He's a good one. Throws hard, good sinker, slider and a change.
Ross will start it. Looks like Ryan Kalish is on deck.
Watson gets a lot of work. 77 appearances last year, 78 the year before. Sub 2 ERAs both those seasons.
Remember, Watson was the guy who hit Arrieta in the wild card game in the 7th inning, and tempers flared. Two and 0.
Pull shift on the infield for Ross, straight up in the outfield. Could very well be hacking here, 3-0. Nope.
Takes it. Casio, Hughes, Vogelsong, and now Watson. He walked him. 5th walk taken by the Cubs. Here's Kalish. Got back to the big leagues last night. See, off to a great start at AAA Iowa. Previously 57 games in 2014 with the Cubs. He's been on the even year plan 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016 with Boston and the Cubs. And he bunts toward first. Jaso to Harrison for the out. Sacrifice for Kalish.
Beautifully done. And Clark's Crew is the official kids club of the Chicago Cubs. Team up with Clark as a member of Clark's Crew and receive kid-specific perks, experiences, and merchandise. Visit Cubs.com/kids to sign up your young Cubs so they can be part of the fun all season long.
So Ryan Kalish, did he have to borrow a zany suit since he got here yesterday?
I think he's probably got an exemption from having to wear a zany suit. But I would give him high marks if he went out and found one.
Now it's foul. You've got some funky socks that you usually wear. Maybe you can just give him those.
Give up some socks. Fowler with a .474 on base percentage. Been on twice today. Single and a walk first 2 trips.
Just to give you an idea, and it's still so early. His career high in terms of on base percentage, .389. That was 2012. So, I don't think he's going to finish the year in the upper 4s, but his pace has been very impressive.
League average is .325 on base percentage.
He has hit 300 once. That was 2012. And he hit 300 with the Rockies. Ground ball to short. Mercer to Jaso. And it's Jorge Soler for La Stella. Guessing we'll see Kalish stay in the game for defense. And maybe Zobrist goes to second.
Back in, yeah.
You're into the whole, predict the answer before we give it. Do our run predictor and some other things we've done. I've been trying to guess Joe Madden's lineups. That's fun on a daily basis. I got everything right today. The actual batting order. The only thing I got wrong, I had Baez at second and La Stella at third.
Well, you won't make that mistake again.
No, I won't. Well, I might.
Do you do that over morning coffee? Debate the lineup?
Yes, I do. I actually do it for both teams. I had Chris Stewart starting for the Pirates, but Clint Hurdle went with Cervelli.
You could do a whole contest. You could do an online thing like guess the lineup with Len, and people could try to beat you or try to guess along with you.
It's not a
Make
bad
suggestions. You can say, hey Len, do you realize that Tommy La Stella is batting .427 against fastballs this year? And this is the guy on the mound is going to throw a lot of fastballs today. You might want to think about Tommy.
I'm more of a Quadrophenia guy. Oh, you're talking La Stella. Okay. Reading the Pete Townsend book. Backhanded Mercer. And Jaso stayed on the bag, and that will end the inning. 5-2 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 8th from Pittsburgh. Well, as we mentioned, Kalish staying in. He plays right. That'll move Zobrist closer to home plate. And right to second. Pedro Strop looking for a hold. He's got a 3-run lead. Trying to get the ball to Hector Rondon without any drama.
Good stuff from Strop so far this year with a .261 ERA, 14 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 10 1/3. Adam Warren, an inning and a third today, 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, a strikeout. Rodriguez singled and then was picked off by David Ross back in the second.
Rodriguez staring down Strop.
Yeah, and Strop staring right back. Jeff Nelson yelling out, "Let's go!" Doesn't want any drama.
Yeah, he's talking to the Cubs dugout.
Whenever you want, Rodriguez just said. He's ready for a little fisticuffs.
Good on Jeff Nelson.
Telling you, get control of yourself or you're gone. Last year, Rodriguez is right in the middle of it. You see he and David Ross tangling during the wild card game. And he went to town on the cooler.
swing and a miss. Look at Rodriguez. Well, the thing is, if the batter's in the box, he's ready to hit, he should be ready to hit. And if the pitcher's job is to upset the hitter's timing, that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now, there are some guys who they don't like that quick pitch, but if the batter's ready to hit, why can't he vary his delivery? He doesn't have to stop in the set position with nobody on base. Now, you're a pitcher, so you're going to agree, but
Of course not. It's within the rules. You absolutely can vary your delivery. I'm not sure if that's exactly what Rodriguez is taking umbrage with. You know, he may not like the way Strop reacted. You know, he took a big swing. I don't know.
Kalish for out number 2. Here's Polanco. Fastball strike. Here's the pitch.
He's kind of staring out. Pedro's looking back at him. Nelson's like, that's enough. Let's just play ball. Are you looking at me?
Line drive, base hit.
And normally when Strop uses that quick pitch, he gets a lot of swings. Guys get a little jumpy. That time he used the quick pitch. Pitch was up, and Polanco able to put a good swing on it. I'm surprised more guys don't do it, especially guys whose stuff is a little short.
Can't do it with a runner on base, so it'll be a balk as he'll take it unassisted to end the inning as he retires Chaso. Little stare down in the 8th. Strop does not allow a run, and we go to the 9th, 5-2.
How do you get to Wrigley Field? The Cubs suggest taking public transportation. The Cubs do offer a free bike check that is now located by the Addison Red Line station. For drivers, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide at Cubs.com. Melanson has turned into one of the more dependable closers in the game. For the Pirates this year, he's appeared 12 times. It's a 2.61 ERA. Pirates are off tomorrow, so chance to get him a little work. Our first look at him in this series.
I'm smelling rain. I don't see it. Skies have darkened a little bit. We'll play the 9th inning here in Pittsburgh. 5-2 Cubs.
Cut fastball, the calling card of Mark Melanson. He's so effective against left-handed hitters with that pitch. Runs the ball in on their hands, has a good overhand curveball.
Ripped into left. Chris Bryant keeps his hitting streak intact. It's at 10.
We've seen Joe do it against Melanson. He'll keep his right-handed bats in there as opposed to pinch hit late in the game against him in a tight game where they're trailing, just because of his ability to get in on the knuckles of the left-handed hitters. Tried to sneak the fastball in on Bryant there, and he was quick enough to get to it. What a series Rizzo has had.
A line shot foul to right. He could have 3 hits today. Right now he has 2. Double and a homer.
Six out of 13 in the series so far, 4 doubles and a home run.
Melanson is 31 years old. Former Yankee, Astro, Red Sox. 2 times now with the Pirates. He's been an all-star in his first 3 seasons here.
Remember when he went to the Red Sox and they used him, tried him as the closer, and he really struggled. And I remember reading things at the time. Well, he just doesn't have the makeup. So much for that.
That'll drop for Rizzo. Bat ended up in 2 or 3 different pieces. And the Cubs have something cooking. First and third, nobody out. On base again, his 3rd consecutive hit.
I hope he wasn't growing really fond of that bat. He's done a lot of good work with it lately, but it dies a hero at least. Flutters that one into shallow left. Casio broke 2 or 3 bats today. I don't know how many bats guys bring with them on it for a 3-game series. Probably more than they need.
Biggest hit of this game was the Zobrist 3-run homer in the third. Put the Cubs on top. He pops this one up. And the runners are probably going to hold. In fact, Bryant's not even tagging. He went halfway down the line as Harrison makes the catch.
Follow Cubs baseball live with the MLB.com @BAT app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com @BAT, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. I think most of the school kids have boarded the buses and headed home.
28,782.
These guys are hanging in there. They're not front runners.
Well, they've got their backpacks ready. Baez the batter. Pirates at double play depth. Inside.
Cubs now with 12 hits on the afternoon. The Pirates have 11. Baez with 3 of those hits here this afternoon.
Rizzo fake towards second. Baez waited till the last second to try to bunt. Don't know if that was called for or not.
Not a bad play. The Cubs like to use that safety squeeze in this situation. 1st and 3rd and 1 out.
Ground ball. Harrison leaves his feet. They get one. That's it. Baez will get an RBI on a fielder's choice. 6-2.
Second RBI of the day for Baez. Had one in the ball game yesterday. Looked like he was really concentrating and trying to keep the hands pulled in. Stroke. Kind of a passive approach. Well, there they go. And maybe they were just working on their floating there for a while.
That will take away a save opportunity from Rondon. Polanco makes the catch. Cubs add a run to their lead. It's 6-2. 3 outs to go as they shoot for the sweep. To the game, it is presented by Binny's Beverage Depot, and we're going to give it to the starter, John Lester. Resourceful, and he worked out of a couple of big jams.
And for the second start in a row, he worked out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam without allowing a run. So 5 2/3 today. 8 hits, a couple of walks, but no runs. 5 strikeouts. He's lowered his ERA to 1.58.
Binny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
No save opportunity for Rondon. He works for the 9th time.
That's these guys.
A little dispirited there.
Have a good time all the time. Hector Rondon with a fastball in for a strike on Jordy Mercer. Cubs trying to get to 20 wins. White Sox can do that tonight. They're hosting Boston. Cubs trying to be the first team, though, to get to 20.
Doing very aggressive, attacks with that fastball. We got the loss last time out, the extra inning game against the Braves at the end of the homestand.
Kalish circling. He's got it. Tomorrow night, the National League's top teams will square off at Wrigley Field. Bryce Harper and the Nationals against Chris Bryant and the Cubs. These guys were childhood friends back in Las Vegas. Cubs and Nationals. All starts at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Kyle Hendricks will pitch for the Cubs. Young Joe Ross for the Nationals. Man, has he ever been good? He's got an 0.79 ERA.
Cutchin rests the bat on his back shoulder as he gets ready to hit. Swing and a miss. 2-1. He got him on a slider.
Man, that was pretty impressive. A couple of fastballs up and then back down with the slider. Rondon has added a changeup he's mixing in on occasion this year.
Here's Chris Stewart, pinch hitting. Wind in the 1-1. Right and out of play. Mets shut out the Braves 8-0. Reds beat the Giants 7-4. Those are your finals. Brewers lead the Angels 3-2 in the 7th in Milwaukee. Nationals running away from the Royals in a rubber game 11-2 in the 5th. Early on, scoreless. Mariners at Oakland, Rockies at Padres.
There's a bit of a Revolutionary War ring to it, doesn't it? The Nationals against the Royals.
Yeah, it does.
Rendon trying to figure out how he wants to end this ball game. A little front door slider just missed. He's thrown strike one almost 80% of the time this year. Small sample, but it's a huge uptick from last year.
The 3-2, a fly ball right center. Fowler tracking. Kalish in front of him makes the grab. Ball game over. Cubs win. Cubs sweep. 6-2 the final today. And JD, this was the closest of the 3 games.
Yeah, there were a couple of moments in this game where the Pirates, had they gotten a big hit, would have put a lot of extra pressure on the Cubs bullpen. They were not able to do it. Lester resilient, tough when he needed to be. Dealt with some traffic, but ended up posting a 0 through 5 2/3, and just a very impressive 3-game sweep by the Cubs, holding down this Pirate club. As I mentioned, the previous week they were averaging about 7 runs per game, and they got what, 5 total in this series.
So they'll head home to take on the NL East leading Washington Nationals, who appear on their way to their 19th win. Cubs are 20-6, and will have the opener of the 4-game set right here on CSN Chicago at 7 o'clock Central Time. For JD and our entire crew here in Pittsburgh, Len Casper with your final. Cubs 6, Pirates 2. Stay tuned. We'll have Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs post-game live from our downtown Chicago studios next.